Ephesians 3 verse 18. May be able to comprehend with all saints what is the breadth, and length, and depth and height. As stated yesterday, even though the time in this life is short, but we have thousands of ways, many different types of seeds can be sown. Even if it's a dialogue or a Sunday message, as long as you put all the elements, never waste a minute or a second. Think about it, Pastor Wind, in the sermon sharing, make that smile for you, let me take back so much joy. No wonder my life is so happy. This is the element I deliberately put in. Isn't it seeding? Everyone can see it. I have both sowing seeds and harvests. Therefore, you can imagine, why is the Bible in this principle? Teach us to do something well? Now I understand why I have to bear witness to the Lord Jesus. When we first hear witness, we may not understand its meaning. If replaced by don't lose witness, you can understand it immediately. What is the so-called witness? You try to understand it with don't lose witness. We sometimes stumble and cause others to fall, we sometimes lose our temper, just as I also have times when I am frustrated, we also have times when we are tired and sick, these are some of them. Admittedly, in terms of faith and a role model, we will lose our witness, or get angry, etc. Things like that. You know it now, why does the Bible tell us not to lose our witness? Because you should have given something to others, you destroyed it with your own hands. Or even if you hurt others, naturally, it will be recovered 100 times. Of course, you may not take back 100,000 times. Otherwise, it will be over immediately. However, you received it 100 times, it isn't lovely. Some people's mentality is already wrong. Just as Balaam must retract his evil 100-fold, because their hearts have been well prepared to sow the seeds of failure, therefore, thorns and tribulus will proliferate. Just because they convince themselves, they already have faith, this is basically the Bible's method of returning 100-fold return. Not only did they do it one by one, but they also had doctrines and lessons, tell them, that's good. They were convinced of it. They are utterly contrary to the Bible. The curse they take back must be more than 100 times. Because of confidence, we must have good soil. But their hearts are already stone hearts. The curse planted is also faster than ordinary people. Therefore, they will also get back 100 times in this regard. Therefore, on the width level, I just said something shallowly before. Now, share it more deeply. We often sow seeds and mix them with a bit of selfishness. In this way, there will often be problems. For example, why don't I agree with Chan Kung Jin? As a pastor, Chan Kung Jin adopted Cantonese long film, The Way Lemon, a Hong Kong artist, teaches Sao Tat was Kung Fu and Chan Pachu's unique tricks, that is, treating the co-workers around you like a mean disciple. Not only did he not give enough wages to let his co-workers make a living, he has to be strict with them. You must gather in Mong Kok for morning prayer at 7 a.m. If you are 1 minute late, your wages will be deducted. I witnessed it with my own eyes, he leads full-time servants in this way. It's terrible to want me to be a full-time job. His character is really not flattering. For such practices, you will feel weird and think it's not good. Admittedly, there is the existence of the Church of Zion. You will know that these people are crazy. However, I didn't know that in my early years, because the Church of Zion does not yet exist, and I have not yet established a church, I feel a little strange, but I don't know the problem. Even if he preaches salvation and the gospel to others, but this harsh approach, at the same time, it deprives others of their happiness and good memories. It even makes people afraid of the church. Others cannot feel the kinship, affection, and friendship of Chan Kung Jin. He also deprived others of their strength and courage. Throughout the ethics of faith, he almost only destroys but does not accumulate. Therefore, his later years were highly miserable, with no relatives or friends. That kind of loneliness really scares me. You now understand why I said they would have problems. When you take the concept of sowing, only then can we see the entire situation clearly and understand the truth. Although he taught others, he treated others like revenge. I treat you well but must take back the reward. You owe me, and there must be an equivalent exchange. This mentality follows the previous generation. That is the generation of my parents. At that time, learning from a master was like this. We often hear such stories. For example, an apprentice learns goldsmithing from a master. My two uncles are like this. Although the master will provide food and accommodation, but they asked you to work for him like a Filipino servant. Therefore, there was no need to hire a Filipino maid. As long as there are apprentices. However, when the master used his unique tricks, then, he will tell the apprentice to buy cigarettes and coffee. It's like this every time. All masters are like this. The most potent skills will never be taught. This is the portrayal of our previous generation. I saw the same as Chan Kung Jin. Even if he didn't do it 100%, at least 90%. He actually became a pastor with this attitude. Ephesians 3 verse 18. May be able to comprehend with all saints what is the breadth, and length, and depth and height.
Minutes are slowly ticking away. It cannot wait, no time to waste. Minutes all disappear, replaced by a pouring rain, refreshing all of me with change. Time to go, it's time to go. Momentums of the Lord explode. Time to go, the time is now. This is revival. Restarting my heart now. Reactivate my love for you, Lord. Reactivate every prophecy you've promised before. I'll never desert you, forsake you. I'll stay till the end and see it through.